Look like a damn goofball. What is up, YouTube? Today, this is my 2001 Chevrolet Suburban. I'm trying to sound like those YouTubers that are like, this is my 1300 horsepower, twin turboed, blah, blah, blah. But all I have to go with mine is this is a 2001 Suburban. Today, we're gonna see if we can get it inside my Harbor Freight 12 by 20 carport thing that I've put up out here that I wanna work on it in and do some things in. Before we do that, down in the comments, let me know, should I lift the Suburban or should I lower the Suburban? We're gonna do one or the two. So let me know down in the comments right now. Go down there, do it right now. Let me know what I should do. Looking good so far. Just barely clearing the top. Well, it's tight on that other side over there. See if I can get her straightened up a little bit. I don't know how far I can go. I think that's about it. Oh shit, I ran over something already. Let's take a look at that. Oh God. I have backed into the tool cart. But I do have room to come back just a little bit. I'm gonna have to take this daggum receiver off of there or I'll be busting my knee on that thing every day. Oh my gosh. Let's see here, let's come back just enough to clear the hood on the front. Probably gonna hit that fan. Am I hitting that fan? Are y'all watching back there? Am I gonna hit that fan? Y'all ain't even watching. You done skipped off the damn video. I mean, come back. I'm in the middle. This will be entertaining, I promise. I'm gonna put brakes and stuff on this thing. It's gonna be fun. Y'all are gonna love it. Well, I can already tell that filming in here is going to be difficult because the lighting is going to be really weird, and I don't have a wide enough angle. You know, let's see here. Like I say, I was going to film working on the. I mean, I guess I don't know. It might work. We'll just have to see. I hate filming with GoPros because they're just unreliable. They suck. This is my Lumix that I'm shooting on, and it seems to be the best at like handling light changes and focusing and doing a good job, but it's huge. Probably will be doing a lot of filming with an iPhone because I have the wide angle and everything to deal with on that. Anyway, rambling already. It's a little bit of a backstory about the Suburban if anybody's just tuning in and they don't know anything that I've said about the Suburban yet. But my dad passed away in 2012 and I got this Suburban. This was his. He drove it for a long time. He took care of it. It was mint. Maybe I can find a picture of it when I got it. I have let him down by letting this thing sit under a tree and just letting it sit around and sit and sit and sit. But I mean, I really haven't needed it. I've got my Jeep and my company, the company I work for supplies me with a work truck. So I really don't need the vehicle, you know, as like a daily driver or whatever. It's just like something that it'd be like a toy for me or whatever. And I've been wanting to get it back going and everything so I can haul a trailer and stuff like that. But all this thing really needs, as far as I know mechanically, I do know that it needs brakes. It needs brakes bad. It needs the regular maintenance things like an oil change and stuff like that. It needs, you know, all the fluids gone through and everything. And a set of tires. You put some tires and brakes on this thing and I would drive it to California today. From North Georgia, I would jump in this thing and I would head to California in this thing without a doubt, knowing that it would make it there. But I've always been the type of person where I like to alter the suspension on a vehicle. Every vehicle that I've ever had since high school has had some type of altered suspension on it. When I went to high school, that's when the mini trucking thing was huge. And you know, I had the lowrider. The first vehicle I had was an S10, slammed on the ground. Second vehicle after that was like an Isuzu Pup, slammed on the ground. And then after that I had a Datsun 620 pickup truck, slammed on the ground. After that I had an 88 Chevrolet pickup truck, slammed on the ground. I've always had you know, like a slammed vehicle. I've had some lifted vehicles. I built a Jeep not long ago. Probably flash some pictures of that up here pretty soon later on in the video. I thoroughly cannot decide, and I've kind of got my mind made up, but I'm asking you guys, you know, what you think. I cannot decide if I want to lift or lower the Suburban. And the reason why it's so hard for me to decide is because the stupid, I'll just show you, hold on a minute. This thing, this right here, this is a torsion bar, which makes it easy to lift this vehicle because there's all types of lift kits out there available, but it makes it difficult to lower this vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and say in this video is pretty much just rambling about my decisions on whether I should raise or lower. And then if you've already commented at the beginning of the video and you're still watching, fist bump to you. But if I'm not gonna try to change your mind. I really would like to hear your initial, what you would do. Would you raise or lower the Suburban? Because I'm gonna do one of the two. But the whole rest of this video is going to pretty much be me explaining why it's so difficult to do either one of those. And that's why I said earlier in the video that all that this thing needs is brakes and tires and I could drive it. But I just don't want to do that. I don't want to say, I'm going to put brakes on it and I'm going to put tires on it, but I'm going to put new wheels and tires on it. And there'll be a difference in the type of wheels that I choose, whether if I lower it, the type of wheel that I choose if I raise it, and if we, when we decide in a later video where I'm gonna like give you guys choices on wheels and all that kind of stuff once we decide whether we're gonna raise or lower, because that's where I need to start, because I need to pull the suspension apart either way. But for now, I want to get this thing up on jack stands, maybe get the wheels pulled off. That'll help me explain some of the things that makes it difficult to do either or of those. So if you're ready for some rambling, we're about to get going. But for now, oh, real quick, I want to show you guys what I got today at the Harbor Freight. Went to Harbor Freight today and picked up a 6-ton set of jack stands. Had to get the green, I did. Probably gonna get shit all over them and not gonna be green forever. Got some tools for removing some of the trim and stuff that I need. I'm gonna pull a lot of the trim off of it, get rid of that. A new flexible hose because my air hose only reaches so far and I have to add a hose to it, and the one that I add to it is leaking. It's a piece of junk. Got a new air hose, got a scraper here to scrape some stuff, and some new magnetic holders. Betsy, a woman with like 87,000 pairs of shoes. I've got a couple of these magnetic things already, quite a few of them. Here's another one here. They're all over the place. She said, do you really need that many of those? I'm like, you got 8,700 pairs of shoes. Of course I needed some more of those. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get this thing jacked up in the air and yeah, let's do that. Oh, I meant to tell you guys earlier when I was at Harbor Freight, I ran into a guy that I went to high school with. I told him, I was like, I'm fixing to get to work on the Suburban. He's like, what are you doing to it? And I was like, I have absolutely no idea. And I was like, I can't decide if I want to lift it or if I want to lower it. And he's like, why are you even thinking about lifting it, lowering it? Everything you've ever had was lowered. And I was like, I know, I realize that, but I kind of want a big, I want a big lifted. Look how this thing's sitting there. Like, here's the Suburban. I got her jacked up on the jack stands. Look how big it is. I kind of want a big Suburban. And before anybody in the comments come at me, with that thing's 2-wheel drive, why would you even bother putting a lift on it? First off, it's never going to see off-road except for probably this yard right here, and maybe the landfill occasionally, okay? That's the only off-roading it's going to see. Plus, it's independent front suspension. it's a freaking joke anyway. Like even this truck, if it was 4-wheel drive and it was lifted, anybody knows that is serious about off-roading knows that independent front, that sucks. It needs to be a straight axle, you know, if it was going to be. So don't come at me with this 2-wheel drive crap, because if I was serious about going off-road with this thing, I would definitely put a straight axle front end and put a transfer case in it, and I could easily make it 4-wheel drive, but that's not the idea here. If I was serious about taking this thing off-road in 2-wheel drive, it would have a fiberglass Baja pre-runner front end on it, wide fenders, fabbed long travel suspension, king shocks. You know, that's what I would be doing. That's not the idea here. I'm not trying to go on a rant about lifting, you know, I'm not trying to defend the lifting of the 2-wheel drive. I've already made a TikTok where I asked, should I raise it or should I lower it? You know, it's like mixed. It's pretty much a 50-50 on whether I should raise it or lower it. But there was a lot of people on there, it's like, it's 2-wheel drive, why would you even bother? You know, stuff like that. The same exact lift kit, right, works on this, whether it's 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. It's the same lift kit. It's actually less work to put it on this, but the kit will work on both vehicles. One option that I'm thinking, it would be the 6-inch lift with probably like 22 by 12s or quite possibly 14s, but I would say 12s because 14s is just a little too wide. 35s would be kind of tight. Possibly 33s, like a 22 by 12 with like 33s on it, with like a lot of space in between. That's not for everybody, right? I understand that, and lowering it's not for everybody. But you know, but if you want to give me your opinion on what you think or whatever, that's perfectly fine. That's why I'm making this video. I want to know what you guys think. So option number 2 would be, now hear me out on this. So don't burn me in the comments before I say what I got to say, okay? I know that body lifts is not the way to go. The only way to get over a 6-inch lift is on this thing is to spend thousands of dollars or do a 6-inch lift and a 3-inch body lift. If I did that, I think it would look pretty cool with a 6-inch lift, 3-inch body lift with a total of 9 inches with 37-inch tires. But I would use 17 by 9 wheels with like a faux bead lock on it or whatever. Those would be tucked under, and it would give it like that Overland look, you know, like an Overland Suburban or whatever. Like some 17 by 9 method wheels or something with some 37-inch IROC Super Swampers or something like that. Maybe even 38s and do a little trimming, like tuck in some big tires under it. Make it look pretty big. That would be option number 2. Let me know what you think on that down in the comments. But if money was no object, there wouldn't even be a decision on all this. If money was no object, I would definitely be putting airbags on here and lowering it. I would definitely be doing air ride, but it's extremely difficult to do on a torsion bar suspension. If this thing had coil springs on the front, it would be simple. I might even put hydraulics on it, to be honest with you. If it was that easy, if this thing had coil springs on the front, I would possibly put hydraulics on it. But anyway, enough about that. I used to have a truck with hydraulics on it, and that was the funnest truck that I've ever had. I had a S10. I don't remember what year model it was. It was an original first body style S10, front, back, side to side, 2 pumps, 4 dumps, 4 batteries. Love that thing. Destroyed the frame, welded it so many times, broke the cross member in half, ripped the A-arm completely off of the frame, welded all that stuff back. Had a blast with that truck. Wouldn't do that to this, but if money was no object, that's probably what I would do. The lowering is just simple. There's not a whole lot to it. It would be static. I wouldn't be able to raise it and lower it. I guess that'd be a con. And then I would most definitely go with 24s. Possibly 26s. I doubt it, because you'd have to do some cutting and tubbing to fit 26s under there. I think what I would like to do is get the lowering kit, get some 24s with some, you know, pretty low profile tires, and see how well they tuck in the fender wells. And if they don't tuck, there's options to lower the front end just a little bit more than 3 inches without getting into a whole bunch of details, you can change the keys where the torsion bars are. I think you can get 1.5 inch, 2 inch torsion keys. I can cut some coils out of the back. I could even C-notch the back. I could do some things to the back if I wanted to get it on down really low, where it, like, because I'm like this. I'm like 100%. Like, if I'm going to lift it, I really want to do the 6 inch and the body lift at the same. I want 9 inches, big tires. You know, go big or go home. And the same way with lowering it. I don't want to just lower it a little bit. I want to slam it on the ground. And so, anyway, I have rambled. I've went through multiple batteries and cameras. I've probably bored you guys to death with this one. This has been a ramble session. My arm's hurting from holding these damn cameras up. Hopefully I'll get this video out pretty quickly, and you guys can vote on some things, and you know, let me know what you think, how you feel about it, because I haven't ordered anything yet, but I'm ready to get some parts coming. I want to go ahead and get like the suspension stuff right. I'm going to have to order. I'm upgrading the brakes. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the brakes to the 20s, to the 2007, the larger brake calipers and the larger rotors. I'm getting the slotted. Power Stop makes a kit where you just get it all, and you've got upgraded brakes, slotted rotors, and all that stuff all the way around going with that. But I've got to completely pull the spindles apart. I've got to pull all this apart to, you know, to even put a lift or a lowering kit on it. So I want to go ahead and get that so I can just kind of do it all at one time. You know, I don't want to pull this off, put brakes on it, and then put it back on and then lower it, you know, and then take it all back off. I assure you understand what I'm saying there. And then all this would be hid, you know, with the tires up in here. It'd all be hid, and it wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't have to worry about painting none of that stuff. It'd be so much simpler. Probably going to end up lowering it. But I really want to lift it. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so undecided. Like, I'm probably going to end up lowering it, but I really want to lift it. And I've like changed my mind so many times. I'm like, I'm just going to lower it. Like, and then I look at the lifts, and I'm like, man, I kind of want to lift it. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I need another Suburban where I have one lowered and one lifted. But I wouldn't buy another Suburban. I'm not like a Suburban guy. Anyway, I'm rambling. I appreciate anybody who has watched this video this far. Thank you very much. What I was going to say, what I was saying, that I've still got a lot of cosmetic stuff to do. I'm going to pull the emblems off. Either way, no matter what I do, these things are coming off because I've got a huge dent in the door over here that I've got to fix. I'm going to have to fix this dent. I don't know if you can see it. See if I can get the angle. Yep, you can see it. I got a big dent, so I got to pull these off anyway, so I'm probably going to get rid of those. The running boards are going to come off. I'm going to take all the badges off of it, decal it, you know, remove everything. So I've still got like a lot of work to do before it's like really that big a deal. I literally just put this dent in it yesterday when I was moving the damn jack around, and it slung over there and hit it. I'm like, damn, there's another dent that I got to fix. But there's not a lot of dents. I've rambled enough. Like I said, thanks if you've watched this much. Thank you. Hopefully the next ones won't be so much rambling, and it'll just be working. So you guys need to figure it out in the comments. Help me out here. Help me make this decision. The TikTok I did is not helping because it's pretty much neck and neck between people want me to lift it and lower it. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. If it ain't a damn loud ass Honda going by from the damn gas station, it's you yelling at your daggum cats.